Before I start my presentation, I have a question to ask you. Have you ever feel nervous or upset or distressed in any kind of English class or English test? Have you ever?
All the time.
All the time?
Yeah.
Okay, so all the reasons for this maybe is the anxiety. So this is the topic that today I'm going to share with you. Okay, so my topic is the role of teachers in reducing or increasing listening comprehension test anxiety, a case of Iranian EFL learners. So next part, okay, this citation. This article is from English Language Teaching, okay, in 2012. The author is Nasser and Afad. And this is my content, right? It contains 6 parts. First one is introduction. Second is a literature review, and then is a method, and followed by results and conclusion and reflection. So before we get started about the presentation, there is a definitions of the terms that we have to understand. So what is FLCAS? Have you heard about that? It's not a CAS in Taiwan, right? This will talk about the foreign language class anxiety scale. Okay, this scale was developed by Porteous and Co. in 1986 in order to measure the participants' anxiety level. Okay. And next, there are 3 elements in my introduction session. First is a background. Second part, we will discuss about purpose of study and the research projects. So first part, the background. 3 components have been introduced for foreign language learning anxiety in the literature. So I believe everybody has experienced the same. So first, test anxiety. Second, fear of negative evaluation. And number 3 is the communication apprehension. Do you agree with that? I believe, right? I believe everybody has experienced the same anxiety, especially when taking a test. Or when you want to talk or communicate with others in English. We are so afraid to make mistakes, such as grammatical mistake or the incorrect pronunciation. But this continues happening to us all the time. I believe that. Okay. And this part is the purpose of the study. So the authors want to investigate the correlation between listening test result and foreign language anxiety. The second purpose is that to question the role which teachers can play in either reducing or increasing the anxiety to students. And here is the search questions. First one, what is the relationship between Iranian EFL students, foreign language class anxiety, and listening comprehension? This is the first question we are going to discuss. And the second one is, what role can teacher play in reducing the amount of anxiety triggered in foreign language listening situation? Okay. And here is the literature. So in 1986, Porteous and Co. differentiated the 3 components of the foreign language anxiety. So first is we talk about test anxiety, fear of negative evaluation. The last one is the communication apprehension. And this one is crashing in 1987. Okay, he noticed that anxiety has attested to be one of the important filters which relates to success or failure in English learning, in language learning. And this one is Gardner in 1994. Okay, he mentioned that foreign language learning anxiety is the feeling of tension and apprehension, especially associated with the second language contact, including listening, speaking, writing, and reading. And next, in 1986, okay, Porteous also says the frustration experienced by the student unable to communicate a message can lead to apprehension about future attempts to communicate. So one student had this kind of anxiety, maybe it will make them feel afraid to talk or to communicate again. Next, we will talk about the method. So in this chapter, we're talking about participants, materials, procedure, and data analysis. So the first part is the participants. All these participants are comprised of genders and different ages from 19 to 31. Okay, so 6 students majored in English translation were called out of 120 students on the basis of an English language proficiency test. But only the intermediate level students were selected for the study. So do you know why? No. Okay. Okay, so I can explain. Good. So first, the reason was that, okay, those elementary level students, okay, they hadn't had the courses in listening comprehension to experience the anxiety. Okay, and that is the biggest concern of the study. So of course, they are excluded. Okay, and another reason for advanced students were included too. Okay, because only 8 students their score is beyond 70. Okay, so the number of the participants is quite small. Right? And next one is the material used in this study. First is the English language proficiency test. Okay, second is the scale we talked about just now, foreign language class and language scale. So here I have a sample for you guys. So can you take a look at this item? If for instance, when I don't understand what the teacher is saying in a foreign class, so SA means strongly agree, and then A is agreed, and non-agree or disagreed. Okay, and D means disagreed, and SD means strongly disagreed. So which one do you think? Does it frightens you? When you don't understand what teacher is saying in the foreign class, listen up. Strongly agree. Yeah. Strongly agree? Yes, good. So it means you are anxious in the English class, right? Okay, the second example is, I can feel my heart pounding when I'm going to be called on in language class. How do you feel? Strongly agreed. Yes. So it means this is the level of your anxiety, right? Strongly agreed. Okay. So this is the material number 2. And the third one is 2 listening comprehension test. So after the scale, okay, it measured the student participants' anxiety level. The students were given 2 listening comprehension tests. Okay. And next part we'll be talking about procedure. So the following 5 procedures were practiced in this stage of the study. Okay. So first, the material 1, English proficiency test, was given to 120 students in this test. Okay, so first I want to ensure the students' linguistic background. Okay, make sure they have the same level of English proficiency. And second one, after the test, okay, 60 students who scored between 40 to 70, okay, were selected for this study to take the listening comprehension test. And next one, instead of 3, FLCAS, the scale was given to measure participants' anxiety level. Okay, and whose level, the score between about 90 to 150, okay, was selected to be high anxious students. Okay, so only 30 high anxious intermediate level students will have they have to undergo the treatment. Okay, and this kind of treatment is in order to reduce their anxiety level. Okay, so last one, immediately after the treatment, those students, high anxious intermediate level students, okay, they will accept a post-treatment listening comprehension test. So this attempt was made to find out whether reducing anxiety could influence the students' listening results. Okay, after the procedure, we'll have to get some data, so we'll have a data analysis. So first one is a correlation analysis. Okay, the amount of correlation between the scores on different tests was calculated. Okay. Second is a t-test to investigate the effectiveness of the teacher interference in the thought of the second stage listening comprehension. Okay. So after the data analysis, we will have the result. Okay. So for our question 1, what is the relationship between Iranian EFL students, foreign language class anxiety, and listening comprehension? What is the relationship? So the answers we want to know. And after the study, okay, this study revealed that the subject anxiety was the cause of their poor performance in the first listening test. So next time if we have a bad performance, we can tell our teacher because we are so nervous. Yes. For the question 2 is, what role can teachers play in reducing the amount of anxiety triggered in foreign language listening situation? Okay, for the question 2, we found out that the treatment was successful in making students feel less anxious. and consequently improve their skill. Okay? And finding this, those students who have tense and anxiety, they will coach them to get a lower score. Okay? But those students have lower anxiety, they can get higher scores.
Okay, jump to the final slide and end up your presentation.
Okay, final slide. So this is my reflection about being an English teacher. I think being an English teacher should build a student's confidence and self-esteem in their foreign language ability. Okay, that encouragement. And the second one is, as a test giver or teacher, we should encourage a relaxed test atmosphere. So this time, if you want to have a test student, maybe you can help them to build a very relaxed environment. Okay, this way maybe you can help them to get a better performance. This is my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job.